Hey everyone, thank you for tuning into the first video on my channel, 5 to 9 Hunt, where I'll be documenting my hunting journey. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for giving me the opportunity to make these videos and just to have this experience of getting back into something that I love doing. A little about myself. My name is Jezreel, originally from South Carolina, grew up hunting and fishing with my pops, got out of it when I went off to school and moved here to Atlanta to start working. My wife has been really an advocate for getting me to do things that I enjoy, and hunting and fishing are definitely a couple of things that I do enjoy. But being here in the city, it's tougher to do those things, especially on a regular basis, or even a now and then basis. But thankfully, like one of my good friends was, I guess he motivated me to really or he showed me that this is possible because a couple of months ago he actually purchased his first AR, and like hunting was something that he's been wanting to get into this year, and he's been able to make that happen. So I decided, like, why not? He told me about these things called WMAs, where you can go and hunt at a certain time of the year. The state provides it, and they are able to open up where you can hunt specific game for a certain amount of time. The first thing that I needed to figure out was what type of gun I wanted, right? I knew I wanted a bolt action specifically because I just thought it was cool. Grow up watching westerns, they have the bolt action and shooting and stuff like that. So I just thought it was something that would be cool to have, like not only for hunting but also when I go to the range, and when I remove the scope I can shoot it as well. So I grew up using shotguns, hunting small game. So a rifle. This would be my first time owning a rifle. I knew the brand Remington, and when I started doing research as far as like what gun I wanted to purchase, especially for a beginner, the Remington 770 was something I was seeing. As far as it's under $400. I believe it was around 350, and compared to everything else, I mean, it seemed like it was good for the cost. It was good for a beginner. Yeah, and I didn't really see anything else that was saying, okay, something, like there's anything better out there. Please, if you do know of anything, please let me in the comments. Let me know in the comments below. But as I started looking around at stores for the 770, I really couldn't find too many of them there. I believe that Walmart may have had them, but not even in this area. So one store I called, they said they had the 700 but not the 770. So at that time, that's what got me interested in the 700. So I started doing research there, and they were saying that the out of my ignorance, I thought that the 700 was a lower quality 770 because of, I don't know, like the 770 is higher than 700. So there you go. But I was mistaken. Come to find out that 700 is a long running model that's top of class for the rifle it is. It doesn't even compare to the 770, and I believe it's a little over $100 more. So I figured I could fit that into the budget. So that's what I started. Doing more research on the 700, and I kind of like decided on it like pretty easy, fairly easily. The only other option there that I found was the Tika T3. One day I just walked into a store looking for the 700, and they didn't have it, so they brought that out. Doing a little research on that, I see that it is a better, or I'm hearing that it is a better rifle as far as accuracy, but it was $100 more, and I figured I'd already gone up in the budget once, so I didn't want to again. So I felt comfortable with the 700. The next step after I decided on the Remington 700 was the size, the barrel size, the ammo size, and what I was hearing was that for those who are starting up or starting to shoot, the 22 gauge would be preferable because it would get you used to handling a rifle. It would get you used to the kick. It would get you used to like bettering your accuracy and precision. But there were mixed reviews on whether a 22 gauge would be suitable for hunting deer, which is what I wanted to get into, hunting, deer, hog, those game sizes. So I decided to go with the 30 gauge, and it was between the 30-06 and 308. I did a little more digging on those, and found out they're literally the same size, the same bullet, same size bullet. The only difference is the housing, the casing, and the 30-06 has more gunpowder, so the bullet's a little bigger. There's plenty of videos that describes those things, so you can please do a little more research on those. And if you have any more information on those, please leave them down below for myself and those who probably are in similar situations as I am. So I decided on the 308 specifically because the 308 has less of a kick than the 30-06. So I figured, okay, I'm just diving into shooting rifles, so I don't want a huge kick. So I decided on 308. Once I decided on the 308 Remington 700, I needed to find out where I was going to get it from. I looked around at Dick's. I looked around at Walmart. I looked around at Cabela's, and come to find out that Dick's was the one that had it for a good price, better price rather. And they actually had a stainless steel one, which I thought looked nice. Like it really is a clean gun. And I called around. It seemed like no one had it in 308. One evening I stopped in before I went to a church service, and they actually had it there, stainless steel. It was the only last model that they had, and it was the display model. Didn't really care about it. I'm pretty sure no one's been shooting it or anything like that, so I felt good about it. And it came with a scope. The Remington 770, the ones that I was seeing there, they came with a scope as well. So it was a pretty good bargain. The scope isn't that great, but for a beginner, it's good enough. At least that's what I heard. I'll let you know later on. So I decided to get it from Dick's. My initial reaction was to get it right away, but I ended up waiting like a week after I saw it, just in case like something else came up. So I ended up going there one evening and put in an application for it. The application process literally it might be 10 minutes. Dick's, they have the touch screen, so you don't have to write a whole bunch of things. They have the touch screen, and you put in your information, and they send it to the FBI, which I didn't know. That was news to me. But I'm not a criminal or anything, so I felt good about it. But there was a little snag in the plans because my license, didn't have my updated address on it from when I moved a little earlier.
Address does not match. I cannot sell you a firearm.
So they had to stop the application process. They did save the application, but they had to stop the process until my address was updated. So I went and got my license updated, and I was able to come back and finish the application process, which is normally, it only takes about, they said 10 minutes to process. But in this case, mine was on a delayed status. They said it would take 1 to 2 days for it to go all the way through. And I didn't know why. Later on, I talked to one of my friends, and he was saying that he asked me if I owned a weapon or if I had my carrier's permit or anything. And I said no. And he said that's probably why, because it's my first time, I guess maybe getting into the system or something, that it was taking longer. But I called them back a couple of days later, and they told me that it went through. I can come and pick up the gun. So I did. A couple of days later, or maybe the next day, the very next day, I went and picked up the gun. It was actually $20 cheaper than it was from the first time I went in. So I ended up paying after taxes, I believe $520, which I feel like is a pretty good buy. Yeah, so I have my gun now. Like I have my gun. You can probably see it over to the right of me in the case that I actually bought a couple of days ago, and it's cool. Like it's a very cool gun. It is a little heavier than, and it'll take some getting used to. But I haven't shot it yet, but I'm excited to. I'm excited to get it to the range. Hopefully, I can get it to at least 100-yard range, so I can start putting it to the test, and hopefully soon get it out actually in the field hunting. So without any delays, I'm going to, I guess, let you guys take get a closer look at it. But before I do, this channel is designated to, even though you're working 5 to 9 or whatever crazy schedule you may work, or you can still enjoy what you do. You can still enjoy having fun with the things that you like to do, even if your job isn't like bringing you all that joy, and it's like really demanding. You can still, it's never too late. And I just want this to be a documentary of like how I started something, and I'm doing it because it brings joy to me. I haven't even shot in the gun yet, but I'm excited about it already. So without further ado, please be checking back. Yeah, let's take a look.